not, I won't say terrible, but I don't like him as Sam Wilson. I'm not gonna say terrible because the man is doing his job, right? So I'm not gonna say terrible, but I don't like him as Sam Wilson. I never liked Wilson as Captain America. I'm not of this black person or black nerd group idea of let's turn these black folks in. Hey, what up, y'all? So I wanted to talk about a few things. I'm gonna take that toothpick out of my mouth. This is first off, this is not. Let me put that down. Like, what am I holding that for? What am I holding that for? Um, First off, this is not live. This is not live. I had to record it, do some things, run around, do some stuff. I wanted, so it's not live. So unlike usual, usually I'll be talking, I try to answer questions. So if I don't answer your question, that's on me. It's not live. I don't want you to think it's live. You type it away, and and it's on me, right? But I wanted to talk about a few things. I want to talk about the Captain America trailer, and then I wanted to get into there's a new Ninja Scroll too. Like there's a new Ninja Scroll, and not new. It's the 30th anniversary, I believe, and it's coming out in theaters. Now you know I'm going to see that. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to see that in the theaters. I wish I even think I don't know if it came out in the theaters before. I ain't looked it up. That's what y'all do, because that's what y'all do. But somebody had told me something, and then I wanted to talk about just the creative process and some of the things I've been sitting back and working on for myself, and what I've tried to do and what I'm going to do later on. And one of my comparisons will be like trying to use the um, dark themes of Berserk and implementing that into Void Beast while I was trying to create and stuff. So yeah. We'll do all that, and let me get something straight real quick. Let's see what we're gonna go with first. I'll do Ninja Scroll first. So if you did not know, there is going to be a 30, a 30th. I am tongue tied today. 30th anniversary re-release of Ninja Scroll. And it's going to be in theater September. So it was rolling. I'm rolling around on the web and stuff on social media, and I seen it. I was like, wait, what? So we're gonna watch this trailer together. Let me see. This is my first time. This is another reason why they didn't do it live just yet. I wanted to see how I work these things. So again, if I don't respond to your comments, I try to usually respond on the other ones. You'll see me talking about them. I'll lose my train of thought and stuff. But I wanted to see if I can get all this right and then be streaming and stuff. So again, it's not live. If I'm not responding to your comments, I'm not ignoring you or anything like that. I also want to see if I can get all of this to work right. So if I can get it to work right here and then it'll play through correctly, then we'll do it live next time and stuff, right? So hopefully fair use and everything will work and all that good stuff, and we'll be good, right? Hopefully. So let me see. Let's see if we can pull it up. Blammo. So we're gonna watch this. If I pause in the middle, I'm sorry. No, not really. Not really. We're gonna talk about this now. Now, that was a wild, that was a wild spot to fall for that. It caught me. Like, how's it gonna zoom in and catch me right on some cheeks? That part where I always call him the Rock Man. I remember the first time seeing that as a child. Man, man, I was like, what? I just, what can I just bring it to the house? And I'm sitting here watching like my whole family is watching this. They thinking this gonna be some anime. I rented it from Blockbuster. This is what I got. I was like, oh god, oh god, this is not gonna go the way I wanted it to. Now, returning to theaters this September, I saw that and I'm like, I have got a chance to watch something that I have absolutely wanted to see in the movie theater for years. So there's no way I'm not going to watch it. What's his name? Gamma? Venema? I forget the names. He was one of the most terrifying villains that I have seen when I was younger. Now, not so much, but when I first watched it, he was terrifying. And then just how he came back, lose his head, come back, all that stuff. And I was like, man, even when I was young, I was like, I want to make something like this. And this is why, like, Ninja Scroll, on top of like Berserk and everything else, excuse me, those, watching those growing up is the reason why I probably like the type of, because Dragon Ball was like there or it came later. Let me get out of here and let me go. Let me see. Let me change out of here. Let me see. Let me see. Let me change out of here and get this right. It's like Dragon Ball and everything came later and stuff. But I tell you, that Ninja Scroll was like the first one, and all of the ones that always like really, really changed my mind were always that style of like dope anime, signing manga. It was those were the ones that like really, except for like Full Metal Alchemist. That's one that I loved, and it really changed my mind on how things were done and stuff. And my man Chris and a couple other people were like, you need to start going back over that stuff and just kind of sorting out how the greats did it and stuff. And that was something that I had been doing, but hearing it from people I trust is a thing where I was like, okay, this is good. And just looking at how these things were done in Ninja Scroll, Berserk, those are the ones that were always stick with me. I wasn't really a like Dragon, like I said, like I was saying earlier, Dragon Ball came a little bit later, where I would watch it and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But I always remember Ninja Scroll. I always remember Berserk. Always remember like later on like JoJo, stuff like that. Them types of anime and manga were always the ones that really stuck with me. And so I think that's why I always have like these kind of more mature themes inside of even like the younger looking characters and stuff, because that's always been my thing. That's always been what's resonated with me as far as watching anime, manga, reading manga and stuff. It's just that more serious tone. So yeah, that when it comes to that, that's part of the reason why I do it, because Ninja Scroll just, and then it was others like Eight Man After, Demon City Shinjuku. I talk about these things. I share them. These are always the ones that just stuck with me. Fist of the North Star. These were always the ones that stuck with me. And Fist of the North Star was more. I watched more of it when I was younger. Then I read it here and there, but I don't remember most of it. But I remember watching more of it. And it was always like that style of anime and manga that would be more on the sounding side. It just stuck with me. So when I make stuff, and it may look a certain way, and even with creating for my new stuff, stepping into trying to draw, it may be young kids, but I'm going to tell you, it's going to have some. It's going to have like Damien's story. Um, it's going to have a lot of like probably rougher, darker fantasy themes. even if it's a little bit brighter and stuff. So we'll see. With me still learning how to draw, can't guarantee everything just yet because my hands aren't where they're at. You guys see it. I try to share it as I can. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it, and it's a thing where I'm going through that process to see what feels comfortable to me to continue. And I'm understanding a lot more because I try to do it every day. Sometimes I don't, but it is what it is. So yeah, we'll get back to that a little bit later. But the next one up is Captain America Brave New World. Now, I shared a post about it on my Facebook page. I should have brought that up, but I'm not going to do it right now. And the funny thing is, like, I've said what I've always said, and what I said was that Anthony Mackie looked weak, and everybody just kind of telling him what to do. And I feel like that's what his Sam Wilson looks like, and that's what Anthony Mackie looks like. The truth of the matter is, I've never liked Anthony Mackie. Like, if you looked at my post, like I've never liked Anthony Mackie, and I've never really cheered him on in anything. Plus, my other thing is that I didn't like Sam Wilson being Captain America. What was it? Way back, what, in the early 2000s, something like that, the 2010s, something like that. Not the early 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010s, something like that. And even when he was kicking around the Mighty Avengers here and there, I was like, I don't like you. I don't like you as that. And I know a lot of y'all, and I don't care what nobody say. I'll take it to your face. Here's the thing. You know where I'm at. You don't have to say what kind of talk to me. You can come talk to me whenever. You know where I'm at, right? But what we're not going to do is talk crazy to people. And then I'm going to talk crazy too. But I never liked Sam Wilson as Captain America because I felt like I felt like that it was just a thing where he was one of those ones where it was like, hey, do this and then everything will be fine. And I never felt like they really did anything with him as far as Captain America. And then picking Anthony Mackie as him, hope that I didn't mess it up. Picking Anthony Mackie as Sam, I was just like, oh God. Anthony Mackie just doesn't have a strong face to me. He has a weak, like, he just doesn't have like a Captain America style face. So that to me, and that's just me doing and saying what I say. If you pay attention to what I said nothing, even on the post, said nothing about the story. Said nothing about the trailer as far as it being horrible. I didn't think anything about that. So there's a couple of things we're going to see, but nobody's going to not make me think Anthony Mackie is a terrible Sam Wilson, and me not I won't say terrible, but I don't like him as Sam Wilson. I'm not going to say terrible because the man is doing his job, right? So I'm not going to say terrible. But I don't like him as Sam Wilson. I never liked Sam Wilson as Captain America. I'm not of this black person or black nerd group idea of let's turn these black folks into heroes that go off or die, or we want to just replace them and bring the white dudes back and throw the black person in there for a little bit. I'm not the one that's pop locking in the street because they make a black hero white, and then I get to look at white folks cry about it and whine, and other people cry. I'm not of that ilk. That's not where I come from. I don't care. I want y'all to work with the heroes that they have. Like, why don't you do nothing with like Dr. Voodoo? Why don't you do something with Dr. Voodoo? Why don't you do something with Blue Marvel and stuff? Why don't y'all do something with them? And I'm still gonna be there. I don't care what nobody else say. Fucking whine and cry about it and try to turn it into people try to turn it into the other thing because they can't see. And not even that they can't see, they refuse to see what I'm saying or what people are saying when they say these things. So they'll just turn it into and immediately go to something else. Oh, you must be with these folks. Oh, you must like this. Oh, you must like dumb goofballs, like goofies, man. So no, I've never liked Sam. And again, you can go through my videos, you can go through my page. I've never liked some of the swapping. Now, some of the characters, the actors do make me check. I'm like, okay, these actors did well, or they did that well. That doesn't mean I like it. like I'm going to watch this movie. Like you didn't see me say I'm not going to watch it, right? But there's some things I want to talk about while I play the trailer. But going to watch it, and I'm going to. It's not hate watching. Like I won't do that if it's something that I don't like. Um, if it's something that I don't like, I'm just gonna stop watching it, right? Like She-Hulk, I should have stopped watching that. I watched that and then I watched like the rest of the episodes and I was like this is mind numbing. I should have stopped watching this. I should have not done this to myself. So She-Hulk was one of the ones that I regret. Like, maybe no. After the first 2 or 3, it's done. It's over. That's what it is. I loved I didn't care for Moonlight, but it was enough to where it was just like, but and I love Miss Marvel. I love Miss Marvel. I am one of the people that love Miss Marvel. The show. And I liked her in the movie, but we ain't gotta go there. Yes, we do. I don't like Captain Marvel. I just don't. And no amount of MC Coon talking to anything is gonna make me change any of this. So yeah, let's get into that. Let's see. Let's get into this trailer. I'm going to be stopping this. I'm going to be stopping this because I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna do the rewinding and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's turn that on, and let's do this.
Wilson. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election. You and I haven't always agreed in the past, but I want to make another run at making Captain America an official military position.
And if we disagree on how to manage the situation, then what happens?
Work with me, Sam. We'll show the world a better way forward.
Okay. Now there's a few things that go on, right? In this first couple of seconds. And the thing about it, one of the first things I'm going to talk about, and I watched it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, Isaiah Bradley, okay, so they doing, he doing the same, so they doing like Bucky, and he going after the president, and something with the super soldiers. They probably have some type of frequency. I think they said something like that, where there's some type of frequency, and the super soldiers activate, and he go after folks and stuff, right? I immediately thought, man, Sam ain't gonna do what Captain America did. Now I know how it goes. Well, they was friends. What? Isaiah made friends. It's just like he gonna let Isaiah get burned. Maybe not, or something gonna happen to Isaiah. So that was the thing that I kind of laughed at. I'm like, oh, that old man, he might as well just go kill himself because Sam ain't gonna do nothing. But I'm probably wrong about that. But it was just my immediate. It was just my immediate thought. The other thing is that with this one, you see them flying around in the let me see. Let's see.
Sir, your episode has been compromised. You can't see that, but you don't want to. What is the trap? Global power is shifting. You're just a pawn. You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers. You're right. I'm not.
So we see him flying around, and we already know for the most part from different conferences, videos, and stuff that they're going to be running around doing all this mess. Supposedly, get what Tiamat, the Celestial, out the water after the mess from the Eternals, and supposedly, could be wrong, they doing the whole adamantium thing. Now, for me personally, outside of me saying whatever about me not liking Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, all that stuff being Cap, I like the idea of that part because it's going to usher in a lot of other things. We know that the leader is creeping around, and I think he was on boy on the phone talking about the power shifting and stuff. I think that was him. Could be wrong. I don't like to be like, yeah, it's this because I don't know for sure. And then I heard who Esposito's character is supposed to be, was it George Washington Bridges or Bridge, something like that? Like this mercenary, I think he was running. Was he running with Cable and them back in the day? I just remember him having big guns and stuff back in the day. But like that's all I really remember. So again, I don't, from what I'm seeing where it's going to go, I like it. I also like the Red Hulk thing because I'm hoping that they do something right with the Hulk, um, and have him running around first. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see nothing red at first. Not because I'm colorblind. And I was like, oh man, they got the Hulk back. But then people was like the Red Hulk, and I looked at it again. I'm like, oh, it is red. I was like, oh, what the Hulk doing back? But then everyone was like, what's red? I was like, is it red? And I had to go really look at it. That colorblind thing. The way he was standing and everything. I was like, oh, I can't see what color that is. So let me turn this off. Let me turn this off. Where you at? See if I can turn this off. Okay, cool. So yeah, man, I don't I think that what we're seeing from it is going to be cool, and I'm hoping because this movie feels more like bridging the gap style of movie, like other ones, like they say, like Winter Soldier, stuff like that. It feels like that they're going to use this to kind of go into everything else, whether it's the adamantium with the mutants, whether it's the Celestials bringing adamantium and other mystical stuff coming in, and the government is fighting over getting these things, and they're going to move this into the direction that it's going to be. So again, understand these things. Just don't like the things that y'all like. Like I don't. That's I just I understand and see these things. It's not hard to see. It's not hard. It's just that I don't like a lot of things. Just don't. I don't things don't get me as hyped as they do for other people. And then ain't nothing wrong with that. That's why if you ain't like that, I don't have an issue with you. As long as you're not talking crazy and you're not being disrespectful, because y'all can get real disrespectful. But then when I start saying stuff, they just gonna be then it's he mean, he this thing. He's one of these terrible words that we like to call people. It's like, no, just be respectful. Let's all be respectful towards each other and do whatever. But then I'm gonna just go overboard with acting a fool too. And I don't mind doing it. So I think that like outside of my ball complaint, which is just a personal gripe, we'll see how it go. I personally, me, I personally don't have the same faith in Marvel as some of y'all do, because it's like ugh. Some things for me have just been like, ugh, what is this? Why? Like, why? And I'm glad that like as of late we hear about them shutting things down and stopping things and putting holds on and indefinitely and all that type of stuff. Like I'm glad that they're doing that sort of thing because all of that mess wasn't necessary. It just wasn't. And after a while, it was just like, what is going on? Like this is why am I looking at this? Why are we doing this? Is there a reason for this? And it just got old, and then it's getting stale. So hopefully, with not a lot of stuff coming out, this one will make more sense and everything. So That's what I'm looking at. I'm hoping that it'll do well. And I hope Mackie does well. For me personally, my base level is dislike. Like my base level for most things, it especially done by big organizations and big corporations that have access to being able to do these things. My immediate, unless you really win me over, my immediate is like, I ain't rocking with it. Uh, and even like Mackie, I want the brother to do good. You know, doing good, bro. Like I don't have to like you to want to see you be successful. And I think people don't seem to understand that because if I say something that you don't like, you automatically get that gut wrench reaction to go say some stupid shit. Like you automatically feel the need to defend something. It's another thing too. Like I ain't like y'all be going out y'all way to defend this stuff. Like I'm not getting paid by these people. The problem is, especially I always talk about this. The problem is that most of y'all in the comic community want to get paid by these people. So it's like you'll say anything. That's why I don't trust a lot of y'all. When y'all say when y'all say certain things and stuff is, oh man, this look good. And I don't trust y'all. 'Cause y'all want a paycheck from these people sooner or later. And I ain't mad at you. Do what you got to do, but I'm not gonna sit here and believe the dumb shit that you're saying when I'm seeing something that's not good, and I know something is not good or it don't make sense. I'm not gonna believe you. And a lot, or it's y'all just kissing ass with the rest of these folks to where you gonna say and shake and yeah, this good, this and that. Like, come on, man. Okay, whatever. This doesn't make sense. And again, I ain't mad at you, but you're not gonna say it to me, and I'm gonna believe it. And it's like you're not gonna say it, and I'm gonna sit here and be like, yeah, you know what? Right, you a motherfucking lie. It ain't good to me. It's not good to me. It's just not. It's not good to me. Now, I'm trying to figure out where I got this charger, and I'm fidgeting with it, and I'm like, where's this thing? Where does this charger go to? Probably Jasmine's laptop or something. Sitting there looking around, like, where this thing go to? But so yeah, man. When y'all jump on my posts and stuff, I don't believe y'all when that's like, come on, man. Y'all defend everything. Just let it be what it is. The thing is, and we talk about this all the time, and I'm gonna continue to talk about this. This is something I'm gonna always say. This whole is the trailer. You can't judge it off the trailer. You can't take anything off the trailer. Listen to me. Listen to me. Now you may not get everything. Some trailers give a lot of things away. You may not. You can't have expectations off of a trailer. They put the trailer out for it in. It's for me to expect X, Y, and Z, meaning I'm going to see this, and this when I go see this film. That's what the trailer is for. So you have an idea of what you're going into, so you know what to expect. Like the way y'all explain away bullshit, I can't talk to y'all. Okay, and I won't. Some of the stuff I'm just not gonna talk about because it's like you want me to not do something because you don't want to hear if I'm going to say something negative that's going to hurt your feelings to something you don't own, something you don't control, something that has nothing to do with you. But you take it so personal because you like it so much that it becomes your identity. And if somebody says anything that's detracting from it, suddenly it's an issue. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm not with it. I'm personally not with it. But you're not going. So if you got common sense and you look at a trailer and you say, "No, I'm not feeling it," and somebody barking you down about it, that's stupid. That's dumb. Because that's what the trailer is for. The trailer is to find its people. So if you look at it and you be like, "Nah, I don't like it," and the person and somebody else do like it, that means it was for them. But then y'all try to dog walk and bark folks down over not liking a thing. You don't have to like it. I think that's one of the biggest things for me in this social media age is that you don't have to like it. You don't. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like nothing about it. You don't have to like the coloring. You don't have to like the lighting. You don't have to like characters. You see it, ain't rocking with it. Say what you gonna say and get on. These same people that just like things so much, they feel like they have a right to talk crazy to you You don't have a right to talk crazy about the product, but they have a right to talk crazy about you and to turn it into something else. It's a wild, wild world we live in, ain't it? So, so yeah, I think again, I think that is going. I think it's going to be cool. I don't. And when I say cool, I mean it'll do. Do I think it's going to be? Oh, no, no, because Anthony Mackie can't do it. I don't know. I don't know a film or show that I have watched that Anthony Mackie was just. I, I don't know it. And Anthony Mackie was the lead. I mean, I think Harrison Ford might carry most of the weight on this. So it is what it is. Now, for the other side, before I move on, the other side with folks just being whole asshats about uh him being Captain America, I always like to tell people that just because I say I don't like him as Captain America does not mean I agree with the other side and what people are saying about him and stuff like that. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm coming from that, and even even if I'm coming from something similar, I'm not siding with the other folks for their reasons. I just feel like, man, there's some black original characters that y'all could work with. And my thing is how black folks just cheer and praise this and they talk about all this black stuff and blackety black stuff, but then when Blue Marvel and uh Kevin Graveau, Grievous, I always pronounce it wrong. When he's out telling you like, my character got played, y'all just kind of be like, oh well, or I got messed over with these characters. Y'all just treat it like, because y'all want to get in line and be in line. So I mean, it's like, what matter? It doesn't matter. But that character does. Let's give that character shine. Let's put that character in these positions. That's just something I'm gonna go over again and stuff. But I don't agree with um the racists side of where they're coming from for things. It's just something I may have to go into a little bit later. Some of these names and the race, it's like I do it too, but it doesn't matter. It's more or less just to be to be silly. Because I call people MC codes if you just jump out the window for everything. But a lot of these is names, these scary is names that y'all be calling, it's just that's a whole nother situation. But February 2025. We'll see how it go. We'll see if it's something that people rock with, if it's whatever. But here's the other thing is like I know when it comes out, it's going to be the greatest thing ever, and then time of like I'm going to look at it. The good thing about me, I feel I've always been like it's like I know that I can look at it when it first come out and I can judge it clearly. I can be like, yo, this don't I don't like this, and I don't like this, or I like this, but I don't have to, man. Well, this is it's fun and it's this and it's that. No, 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 no. Structurally, it's fine, but the characters ain't doing nothing. And this is what's going on, or this was dumb, or it just wasn't kind of like I gotta talk about Supercell. Like I gotta talk about that. And I'm gonna talk about that live. I'll talk about that one later, like in a day or so. I'll talk about that one later. I'm put some time away to talk about Supercell because that one, man, there were some things in there that I was like, yo, what is going on? And I looked at all y'all's posts and I seen it on social media and folks, this is great. I'm like, yo, what? Like, huh? What? Like, I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about it later. So one of the things I'm gonna transition. I'm gonna go ahead and transition into um one of the things I've been doing. So I've been really because of working on Damien's story and doing the art um and everything. It's really got me going over some new things, going back and looking at my own work being like, yo, I got to critique my own stuff. And other people have said it. Cause behind the scenes, I ask a lot of y'all, be like, hey, tell me what it is. Tell me what this is. Tell me what that is. And I always appreciate the truth because it's you. If it lines up with what I believe my issues are, most of the time I'm like, okay, I can rock with that. And I've heard it from other people. So I don't have an issue with nobody saying nothing about something not being good or it being this or it being a little funny or it's hard to understand or could you add this? Just constructive criticism in general, right? It's never bothered me. It's never bothered me because I've been through worse. I've been through worse. A lot of this stuff when it comes to this creative community and creative career thing, a lot of it is just you getting over yourself. At least for me. For me, that's what it is. It's not anybody else in the way or anything. It's me getting over myself and being able to work on those things that I need to work on to get a better product, to move forward with my creative processes and the things that I'm trying to create and do. Feel like that's a lot of it. It's just getting over yourself. So I've been going back over things and I was trying to look at what I was doing and what I was trying to do in certain stories. And even in the first thing I did was go over Void Beast um and Berserk because Berserk is my favorite. Like Berserk, I'm caught up on animes, mangas, everything, and it's and after watching it, it was just something that really stuck in my mind. So I mean, I got my 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 Berserk uh service thing water hold. I Funny thing is that I always drink water out of it, and my daughter got was eating butter pecan ice cream, and then I drank some of my water, and I got pecans in my water. I'm like, oh, I gotta pour it out. Um, Babies, love them though. And so, always wanted to get those dark esque themes. So when it comes for me, creative wise, um, that's what's always got me rolling, like horror, dark fantasy, kind of like Berserk, like I said, Berserk, Ninja Scroll, that type of stuff. That's always what gets my mind going. And then like superhero esque movies. And for me personally, that's another reason why I have a problem with some of the Marvel movies. This is how I judge it. For me, I not like structurally the movie can be fine or whatever, right? I'm just talking about me. I'm not talking about what you talking about. I'm not talking about any of the stuff you talking about. If I leave the movie and I don't think about anything and I don't feel like being creative, it didn't do anything. It did nothing for me. After Miss Marvel the TV show, I felt like that. Endgame felt like that. Infinity War felt like that. Um Civil War felt like that. That recent Evil Dead movie felt like that. The Spider Verse films felt like that. So you get where I'm going. I can be at home if it gets me. American Fiction made me think like that. Uh, uh, it was another horror, the Hellraiser series, to make me think. Um, um, of course, Berserk, Full Metal Alchemist. So you get where I'm going. For me, if it and most of the stuff that I talk about that I really like downplay is because it didn't make me feel anything. That's just me, and I'm always going to do that. Like it's not going to change. It doesn't creatively make me think like that I should be doing something. If it doesn't make me think like that, it's a good chance I'm going to doubt it. It's a good chance I'm going to talk crazy. And a lot of the Marvel films and stuff like that hasn't a lot of things they just it hasn't been like that recently. And so those horror movies and stuff like that that make me think the Saw movies got me like that. It got me rolling. That like the first two, three maybe. After that, I was just kind of like, "Mm." And I've been watching another one recently, and it was just kind of like, yeah, okay, this is kind of like The Boys was like that. Um, Invincible was like that. The Boys is kind of getting this season is getting kind of just well, okay, you kind of like the Saw movies. It's like okay, you just doing stuff to do it. You just doing okay. This is getting kind of gaggy, and it's not working the way you think it is. I see where you're going, but it's like you just doing stuff like you trying to get to this next season to just hold it over. Let's just get through these episodes to get to that season, get to that last season or the next season or whatever. And it's like, okay, all right then. But one of the things, and I've been trying to really focus in on what I was trying to do. So one of the things I was trying to do with Berserk when it comes to uh like Void Beast is like Miura had these dark themes to where it was like loneliness, being by yourself, losing things that you care about. And those were some of the things that I really tried to hit on with Void Beast. Even starting out where PJ it's him and his dad. He's trying to figure out what's happening with the young ladies in the city and stuff. And it's something that he cares about because he cares about his city. And and then the fact that he loses his dad in like the first couple of pages or so. And it's like these were things that I really tried to hammer, I really tried to get in uh and get across to the person that this dude is alone for the most part. And he's going to have to start off alone and it's gonna have to end alone too, to a certain extent, because it's always a thing where this character is going to have to learn through everything he's doing. And I wanted TJ to start off and be alone because of the werewolf thing, and then because of the powers that he had, because most people didn't know how to deal with him. Now, how you handle it is a little different. Uh Putting TJ by himself and then not explaining too much could be a thing where people are like, no, we don't like that. You could do some more explaining. And I'm not mad at that. Um, but also the dark themes as far as him being in a world that he doesn't really know what's out there because of whether it's zombies, whether it's other werewolves, whether it's somebody coming to steal his powers, he's not exactly sure because it's always been like him and his father and him learning from his father the things that he needs to learn without learning everything because his father didn't tell him everything that comes along with being a void beast. And that was the thing with like guts. It was where I didn't want to put with TJ was that I didn't want to put it to where he was straight up just so standoffish with people because he's still a young dude that understands that he needs the help, so he wasn't going to shun it. Um, Guts, on the other hand, is like, yo, I don't care how old I am. I've been through this. And I didn't put, I don't think, I don't think right now I'm gonna just say it. I don't think I have the skill to put a character through what Miura put Guts through and to make it make sense and to make it good, if that makes sense. I think that a lot of us on the writing side, and I know not a lot of us, I'm not even gonna say a lot. For me, it's a thing where I want to make sure that I'm improving. And this is why I'm even talking about this, is that I'm improving along the way and that I'm able to understand why I did what I did and how to fix it. And a lot of us ain't the greatest at any of it just yet. Now there's other people that got it, they understand, they whatever. Okay. I ain't one of them. So we're gonna have to go through this together. We're gonna have to roll through this together. And I feel like with TJ, my daughter, what my daughter hollered about. Okay. um with TJ, I feel like with him, I tried to focus on certain things, but I, I kind of put him on rails where it was like he was just rolling through certain things, and it was like Guts was having things happen, and he was reacting, happening and reacting, or even initiating, and then he and then something happened. With TJ, he was kind of reacting a little bit more. He was reacting a little bit more than I would have liked him to. Now that I've been going back and I've been studying more and stuff, and that's part of the game too. As far as being a creative, um, is going back and looking at what you've done and then being like, man, I could have did a lot better. I could have done this, or I could have done that. And especially with me studying more of the style of storytelling in manga, and then actually sitting down and understanding what's going on, because could have focused more on the themes of Void Beast, and hit the and made those themes be more at the forefront while I was creating. So it's not a thing where I'm like, oh, this is the worst thing. It's not that, but it's just a thing where uh being a creator, you go through these ups and downs where you're trying to figure out exactly what's happening and how you're going to do things, and it's interesting to go through. And these are the things that I think a lot of people go through, to the point where you're going to have to figure out if you're going to keep going or if you're not. It's like, okay, I got this. Hey, I'm gonna keep rolling. Okay, I'm gonna sit down and feel sorry for myself. Oh, I'm gonna stop, or I'm gonna not do. And I ain't really built like that. Um, but if it don't work, it's time to do it over, and it's not, or it's time to improve it. Right. So think that we're trying to focus on those dark themes, um, and not fully understanding the process, had me a little bit all over the place, but I still got the core in which PJ is alone, but but later on in Berserk, where Gut starts working with people, I kind of skipped TJ to that because I didn't want him to just be alone and messed up. And so that was kind of the things that I was really going for, was like using those dark themes to really build that world of Void Beast, and to get TJ uh, to understand that, hey, you're by yourself, but there's other people that can help you out and stuff. And basically, to um going back over, that's what I was, and I kind of said it, but going back over Berserk, it was also a thing where it's like, yo, I need to hammer home those themes a little bit more, so people clearly know what this kid, because it's like everybody like TJ for the most part. It's like for the most part people like TJ. Um, but it's like Mira in the greats at manga and stuff, they know how to hammer home those themes to where it's always working towards those themes. Darkness, despair, with Berserk. Full Metal Alchemist is family. These brothers looking out for each other and caring about each other. Family. JoJo on different things over the first set, from Jonathan to Jolene, is family. Like the overall core thing is like family. Overall core. Now, there's other small ones each season, depending on the Joestar, and what they're trying to do. There's different themes, because like the theme of, what was it? Diamond is Unbreakable is like the city of Morio, and how it's the city. The city was like the big thing for that one, and how these young kids are going to come together and be friends and stuff. Now, could be wrong. You can add in whatever. I don't own none of it, so it ain't gonna bother me. That's just, it is what it is, right? But and then there's different things where what these characters want and they need and all that stuff. And that was something I've been talking about with my man Michael and stuff, and it was just something that I started zeroing in on with the characters to make sure that I'm getting that across to people. And so uh even with TJ, all what he wanted was his family. Now, ultimately, Is he going to get it? Not sure. Well, we'll see how that work out. You'll see if you've read chapter 5, you know what's going on, and then we'll finish it up later. But even with the new story with Damien, I really have a chance to really sit down and focus on what this character wants versus what he needs and the themes of the story. And working with more editors, that's been a lot more helpful this time around. So I can really focus on those themes, kind of like what I was doing with Berserk, to where I can really be like, okay, this is the theme of it, and this is what we're rolling with, so that we can really hammer that home and make it make sense. Uh, I think that's I, I think that I was like, what in the world is that? I think that's really important. But then the thing about what Damien, the title, it was Legionnaires Legacy. Now we're looking at like Galaxy 3, it might be something else. It all depends. We'll see. We'll get it together soon. But the thing about him is, like I said this before, with me being the one doing most of the art and stuff for it now, it's causing me to really focus in on what's happening. It's wild. Like I didn't think it was gonna be like that, but it's really making me think like, wait a minute. Nah, this story gotta be good. Because the story has to be good. And if I reach out to any of y'all to be like, hey, can y'all look this over for me? Let me know if you can. Because it's like the story has to be good, mainly because I'm not going to my art isn't going to be up to par. Let's just be honest. I'm new at it. I don't know when I'll have it done, but if you know me, once I get the script done, it's time to hit the road. It's not this I'm going to take 3 and 4 5 years. Hey, what I got is what I got. And y'all going to go on this journey with me and see where I'm going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. And you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it along the way, and I'm going to sell or do whatever with the book. May not sell it. We might figure it out. We'll talk about that later. But it's a thing where I'm not going to once I finish getting this script done, because I'm going over it now and getting some roughs and stuff done and everything. It's gonna be time to hit the road, and it's gonna be, yo, let's do this. But the thing about it is, I didn't think that um drawing was going to have me step back so much, even like on the story. Like stepping into the drawing is really making me be like, yo, man, this I don't think this fit what this character is. Like I'm looking at this character, and it's not fitting, or it's not what it's not what I think this character would do, or I write something and it's like, okay, that's not the character, or I'll draw something like, okay, that's him. So how do we write it, or how do we do this? And it's really causing me to think through every step that I'm taking with this story. So I really like it. I really like that. That's like, even in comparison with like the dark themes of Berserk, trying to implement that into Void Beast. Now that I'm drawing, it's the thing where it's like, okay, I can make this atmosphere. I can make the character look like this. I can make them do like this. But if if I'm doing a super dark theme, does this character with this colored clothes and all his teeth showing, does that work? And it's like now I'm really thinking about it. And it's not that I didn't think about it before, but I'm really I let things stay in their lane to where it's like, okay, I can think about this, I can think about that, and I let the artist do this, we do that, we come together, we make it happen. It's like, okay. But and it's also because it's me, so I'm judging it a little bit more harshly. So it is what it is. So all of this is to say that I do I have certain things that I take from my favorites, and I wanted to implement them. And looking back at everything, I feel like I implemented certain things, certain dark themes, PJ being alone, stuff like that, good. And then other themes, as far as why he's this, what's a little bit more backstory for him that I could have added more to, so that it could he could connect with people a little bit more, and that I have to do that in the next one. But it's also to say that this is a whole journey, man. If we talk about doing this, if you talk about doing this for the next 20, 30 years, not let these little mess ups or skips in the road throw you off. It ain't the end of the world. You still can create something new, or you can keep creating and sort out what you got and redo it and come back. Um, all that. But if we're talking about doing this and it's just not, so I'm gonna be honest, I want money. I'm not gonna play these games with y'all. I want money. I want money. And I have specific numbers in my head. I want money. But I plan on doing this for a very long time. This isn't a thing where I'm just gonna stop and not do it or whatever. So I got time to continue to get better, to continue to learn from my own mistakes. Go back, look at what I did. Go back and clean up what I did. Go back and change up what I did. Uh so um I think that's one of the main things. And a lot of people feel like it's got to be perfect. But the truth of the matter is, you're going on a journey with these folks, going back to Marvel and stuff. If these people can sit up, go buy Marvel, go watch these trash ass movies that have been trash no matter what they try to explain. So much so, they will explain away the bad movies and talk about how they was good on the bad TV shows and how and talk crazy to people that they don't know. For that, you can do it too. Trust me, it's okay. You're gonna mess up a little bit, or you're gonna have a little bump in the road, roll over the bump, keep going, and remember, hey, next time I'm not gonna roll over this bump when I see it this way. But don't mess yourself over. If Marvel and all these other people can put out trash and these folks still buy it and go along with it, you keep doing it too. You keep working on what, because you don't have the some of you don't have the time. Some of us don't have the time. Excuse me. We don't have the resources and all of that. But you keep going and you keep doing it and you keep improving over time. Uh and this one, like even with this next story, I was thinking about doing something longer, but I may not. I'll probably just do a one shot something, put it together just so I can understand what I'm doing and get that thing done. So I really, like, you see all the books that I have on my website and stuff and I've put out, I really believe in getting a thing done and then putting it out there and letting people say what they're gonna say about it. I really believe that. Like I don't like the, well, let me this and that, and but there are things that from talking to other artists and understand and creators, there will be more things that I do to to make it more of what I want. Even with my convention, like there's things that it's like, yo, I'm not putting it here, or I'm not doing this, um, or I'm not going to do it a specific way because I want it to be a certain way. And if I have to hold off or I have to not do it or if I have to do it a little bit differently, I'll do that. I don't care what nobody else say. I'm not in it for a year or two, or three or four, five, six, or whatever. The good thing is, like, you can think I'm crazy. You can talk about me. You can say, "Oh, it's not there, so he not there." Oh, that? That's fine because I'm not doing it for one, for two, three, for four, for five, for six, for seven, for 8, 9 years. This is forever now. This is until I die. So it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. So take the time to get it done and stuff. Get it done the way you want to. Um, one of my dudes always talked about how he didn't want certain things done with his creation. It was like, no, I have a specific idea. And it's like, hey, you can do it like this, and you can get all kind of money. You can report it. I'm like, no, no, I'm not doing it that way. I want it done a specific way. I have a specific idea, and I've watched it for years. And I always applaud him for sticking to his guns for how he did what he wanted to do. So you don't have to jump out here and do it the way everybody else doing. As long as you're making that progress and you learning from your mistakes and you fixing what you mess up in, or you doubling down on the things that work, I say keep rolling. So that's what I got. I'll keep doing updates for um uh Damien's story. I don't know what it's gonna be. Y'all gonna keep seeing me put art out. I don't care what it is. I'm also gonna say, I think I've said this before. Certain things people tell me, like I hear it and it just doesn't click. It doesn't click with me yet because I don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't full on know everything about art yet. So when people tell me, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And then I put it in my Rolodex, and then a couple of months later, I'm like, oh, that's what so and so was talking about. So I'm I, I'm not the fastest of learners if it's not something directly at me. And then even if it is, sometimes I have to really go over it, right? So if I don't do a thing, it's not that I'm not listening to the person or I think they full of shit or nothing like that. It's just that whatever you're saying, it's not connecting with me at the moment. And it might work later. But then also it's a thing where going through the journey, I'm not gonna be able to do everything that everybody else does. So that's another conversation later too. So I'm gonna have to talk about Supercell um a little bit later. I will keep putting updates. If as usual, go to akachicomics.com, get some books, go read the blog, go get some free books, all that good stuff. Hope that I'll be able to do a couple more different events because we got SableCon later. I'm hoping that I get this space that I really like out here in Milwaukee. I think it's gonna be cool. And then there's a couple other things we might be doing out here, especially since this is where I'm at. So it'll be cool. But either way, y'all have a nice day, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.